Welcome to Incompetech with Josh. This is the Caltech KSG. We're going to be going over the simple teardown for cleaning. We're not going to go into any extensive teardown where you pull everything else apart, but just the basic teardown for how you clean this gun after you've shot it a few times. It's really not hard at all. It's simple. It takes maybe 3 minutes to pull it apart, however long it's going to take you to clean it, and then maybe another 3 or 4 minutes to put it back together, which we'll be seeing here in just a second. If you're not familiar with this gun, it's a shotgun with two magazines for your load, and then the one chamber. It's a pump, as you can see here, with the pump handle. And it's short. It's got a nice heavy stock on it, and it's mostly a self-defense type weapon. I've already checked it clear, but just to be sure, we're going to double check. We can see there's nothing in the chamber, and the two loads in here, you can't really tell because it's dark, but the two magazines are empty. Now, the first thing that you have to do here is make sure that your magazine selector right here is set centered. You're not choosing one magazine or the other, and also you're on safety. And as you saw, rack back the loading mechanism, and that prepares you right there. You basically are at step one of let's pull this thing apart. It's really easy. You see you have 1, 2, I don't know if you can see that very well. Let's get up here like this. 1 pin here and 1 pin here that we're going to have to remove. So we push that pin down, pull it all the way out. Now, cool thing about the Caltech is it has a place to put it. So you don't lose that. You set it right in there and keep it there. Now let's pull out this other pin, and let's put it in the second slot. All right, you've now removed the pins that's holding on the stock. So we're gonna lift up the stock, pull it off, and that's it. That's all there is to that piece. There's no more breakdown of that piece. It is done. The next piece is we're gonna take the buttstock off. So maybe give it a little tap, pull the buttstock out, just like that. Nothing else we do with that piece. Now that right there is the trickiest part of this whole disassembly and reassembly. Mostly the reassembly, because you've got to put it in a certain way, and I'm going to show you that here in a couple minutes. This being the firing pin here on this end, and some catches and levers to keep it in place. But that's it. You're done. You can actually remove this piece, this outer shell, from the actual barrel and 2 magazines, but for basic cleaning there's no need to. For basic cleaning you can do everything you need to do right here, just like this. You can get to all the pieces in here, you can get to the muzzle, you can actually run, if you put a cleaning rod this way, all the way through to the end of your muzzle, and that's really it. Then oil it up, and you go back to putting it back together. Now, to put it back together, here's the tricky part. These hinges right here, I don't know if you can see those. Let's look at it this way. These hinges right here need to fall into slots back here. So to put it in, it's best to put it in like this. But you got to start it at a 90 degrees. Once you get it in, flip it. Whoops. Flip it and ride the stock forward till you hear it click. Once it clicks, all right, now it's clicked in. You can see it right here where it's caught on the back and the front, and it's all the way forward. Now you want to make sure you keep it that way as you're putting your buttstock back in. And that's got to go all the way up like that. If it doesn't seat all the way up, then this is never going to fit in. Now, one trick I did realize about this, and you can fool yourself, is if you set it down here where this notch is, because there's this notch right here, if you set it down and ride it up like you would think it would fit, it doesn't fit. If you look right here where I've got it notched into, there's another section just in front of that. That's where you ride that notch in. Then you just slide this back down like that. Take your pins out. Put them in one at a time. Put the back one in. Boom. You're done. Now, the one thing you want to make sure is after you've done that, test it a couple of times, make sure everything is working as should be, and you can hear that firing pin click, so you know you're good. Now, that is your basic breakdown for cleaning of the KSG. Well, that completes our show. I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, subscribe and like. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up with comments, and I'll be talking to you soon.